Hey guys, in this video we're going to be starting on KC5, which is all about probability. Our first learning objective, 5A.1, is being able to calculate simple probability by creating the ratio of favorable outcomes to total outcomes. So some vocabulary that we're going to see in this first section is, well, what does the word outcome mean? Outcome means a possible result of an experiment. Alright, what does an event mean? Event means one or more outcomes of an experiment. So sometimes you might have more than just one option. So one or more outcomes of an experiment. And probability. So probability, when you see or read that word, what I want you to think is how likely something is to happen. So this is how likely something is to happen. Are you going to calculate probability? Because probability is going to be a number. So think of the probability of an event. So I'm going to ask you, the probability of selecting something, or what's the chances of you getting a certain result. The way that you calculate it is, since it's a ratio, we're going to have a fraction. On the top, you are going to have the number of ways it can happen. So how many ways can you actually get whatever I'm asking you to find? And it's going to make a little bit more sense for you when we start in those first examples. On the bottom is going to be the total number of outcomes. So what are the possible outcomes that you could get? And then you simplify that fraction always. All right, so let's practice some of these. So looking at example number 1, I'm going to leave what I wrote up there just so you can kind of see what goes where. You have 4 red marbles, 6 black, 3 blue, 2 yellow, and 5 purple marbles. So what I would suggest is figure out what the total is. All right, we're going to add up all of those. So the total, we have 4 red, so 4 plus 6 plus 3 plus 2 plus 5. So what does that equal? 4 plus 6 is 10, plus 3 is 13, plus 2 is 15, plus 5 is 20. So this is going to be our total. That's how many marbles we have in total. So now it's going to make it a little bit easier to simplify all the rest of these questions. So the first one says, what is the probability of purple? So P stands for probability, and then this is what we're looking for. So when I look back at what I wrote up here, what is the probability of purple? Well, the top is the number of ways we can get purple. So how many purple marbles do we have? Well, we have 5. So 5 marbles, 5 purples, over how many we have in total? Well, that's what's up here, right? We already said that that was 20 in total. Now, if you need your calculator, you can simply type that in, right? Take 5, divide it by 20, 5 divided by 20, and when you click enter, it simplifies our fraction to 1/4. So please, please, please make sure that you always simplify your fractions. So that is the probability of picking a purple marble, 1/4. What is the probability of picking a black marble? So we figure out how many black marbles we have. There are 6 black marbles. So 6 black marbles over the total, which is 20. Again, if you're able to simplify this in your head, what number divides both of these, you can simplify. Otherwise, use your calculator. 6 divided by 20, and we get 3/10. and always simplify your fractions. Alright, so keeping those numbers up there, looking at letter C, what is the probability of picking black or a blue one? So black or blue? Well, I want to figure out how many blacks I have. So I have 6 blacks, and how many blues? I have 3 blues. So 6 plus that 3 is going to be 9. So 9 black or blue. Right? Those are the possible outcomes of black or blue. Still over the total, which is 20. Right? So again, we added the 6 of these and the 3 of these, and then we added those together. Right? That's how we got our 9. When I simplify this fraction, does not simplify. It stays as 9 over 20. Alright, looking at the probability of yellow. So I'm going to kind of switch up our color here. Probability of yellow or red. So yellow, I have 2 yellows. This is 2. And then how many reds we have? We have 4 of these. So if I add those 2 together, 2 plus 4 is 6. So 6 yellows or red. And we have to divide that by our 20 total. Alright, so the probability of a yellow or a blue, a red or a yellow, is going to give us a 3/10 probability. Probability of orange, well, how many oranges do I have? I don't have a single orange marble. So there are 0 oranges. Right, there's no color orange in our marble selection. Still over 20. So think about what this means. What's the chances of you getting an orange marble? It's 0. There's not a chance that you're going to get that because there's not an orange marble in our selection. What's the probability of getting a red or a black or a blue or a yellow or a purple? Well, how many reds did I have? 4. Black was 6. Blue was 3. Yellow was 2. And 5 was purple. And if I would add those all up, I would get 20 over red, black, blue, yellow, or purple. Save myself the time of writing those out over the 20 total. So 20 over 20 is going to equal 1. So what is the chances of you selecting one of these? Well, it's pretty much 100%. You will definitely get one of those colors because it included all those colors. Alright, let's look like a different type of question that's asking us about dice. So if you ever played maybe a board game, you worked with dice, you should know that there are 6 sides on the dice. So that would be our total. Right? Our total is referencing the 6 sides. So this is going to be our total. Alright, so what is the probability of you selecting a 2? Well, how many 2s are on the dice? Only 1. So there's only 1, 2. Kind of silly to say. And then there are 6 total sides. And 1 over 6 simplifies to 1 over 6. What is the chances of you getting a 5? Well, there's only 1 5. And still a total of 6 sides. Or 6 numbers you can think of. And that's also going to simplify to 1/6. What happens if I ask you to figure out the probability of an even? So remember, an even is 2, 4, 6, or 8. Again, I'm only looking at these numbers up here. So this would be an even. So it would be a 2, or a 4, or a 6, right? So how many evens is that? There are 3. So 3 evens over the 6 total sides. And 3 over 6 simplifies to 1/2. Alright, prime. Prime means that it cannot be divided. So out of these 6 numbers, which numbers cannot be divided? Well, that would be a 2, a 3, 4 can be divided, but 5 cannot be divided. So that's going to be 3 primes all over the 6 total sides. 3 3 out of 6 is also 1/2. So if you need to remember that a prime means you cannot divide, and divide. It has no multiples. Probability of not 4. Okay, so if it's not 4, it's every other number. Well, which one is every other number? Well, 1 is not 4, 2 is not 4, 3 is not 4, 4 is a 4. Can't use that one. But 5 or 6 are not 4. So how many are that in total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5, not 4, all over the 6 total size. So our answer here is just going to be 5 over 6. Our last example here is a 1 or an even. So, well, 1 is 1. And then how many evens did I have? I had 2, I had 4, and I had 6. So how many probability of you getting a 1 or an even? Add those all up. And that's going to give me 4, 1 over even, all over the total number of sides, and 4 over 6 simplified to 2/3. Okay, that brings us to the end of this video. Go ahead and work on activity 5A.1. Good luck.